my students. After teaching me concept of cooperative from Indian companies at 2013. So let me tell you what corporate weight basically means. Corporate weight is acts like a protection which protects the shareholders, members, and the directors and the company from any sort of problems which we have started in the concept of separate legal entity, and the company and its members are distinct. In cases like Salomon versus Salomon Lee versus Lee said company have started. The main essentials of company, that is it's a separate legal entity. But if this particular concept is universally applied, there will be grave injustice, because then people could start using this as a defense. That's why the law has come up with a doctrine of living cooperative. So what the law does here is it identifies the problem and looks into the bail. Bail is basically like a curtain. So just imagine a company, and inside that company there are certain mechanisms there are shareholders, there are members, there are directors. So whatever fraud they do, and try to escape through the concept of separate legal entity, the law lifts the curtain and hence them responsible for their acts. Now, certain instances would be playing with enemy, like I've written here, tax evasion and fraud. Let me tell you three important cases. One being, just a minute, Jones versus Lippman. In this particular case, what had happened was there was a contract between person A and B, and A was supposed to give certain piece of land to B. But just before the performance, he incorporated his own company along with his clerk, just so he escapes the liability, and he would use the defense of separate legal entity. And when the time came for performance, and party B asked him to give them that requisite land, he said, no, now this particular land belongs to my company and we both are separate, so I can't really do anything. Party B, that is the plaintiff, aggrieved party, they go to the court, and court lifts that particular bail and held that person responsible and imposes a specific performance on him. That was case Jones versus Lippman, 1916. Another case was Guilford Murdoch versus Warren. Now, in this case, what happens is party A and party B agree, enter into a contract, and party B mentions that he won't solicit customers of party A. This was a legend contract. Just to escape these provisions, once he was fired from the company, he incorporates his own company and thinks about using the defense of separate legal entity. Now what happens is, as he was fired, he comes up with his own company and starts soliciting, that is approaching the customers. So he was breaching the contract, but when she told him that you are doing something wrong, he says, we are separated and we won't be held responsible for this. So she goes to the court, and court again lifts that particular way and sees these people these people are doing something wrong and holds them responsible. So basically, the thing of cooperative is the concept of separate legal entity is overlooked, and the person behind the company for committing fraud are held liable. Because company is an artificial person, right? It acts towards agents. They can't really do things. On behalf of agent, they do frauds or commit good things or bad things. Lifting of cooperating basically means that they live that way, and these people are responsible. I hope you understand.